Welcome to ENC 1101 Blended Week 3. This is what I hope you'll have done by the time we meet again on Wednesday. The warm-up, you could probably just ignore the video. I accidentally showed the wrong video last week. So this is going to be the Earth and Mars again, because it leads into subject-verb agreement. You have to make sure that they agree in number. That is the key. Make sure you read through the 11 rules to figure out when the subjects and verbs need to agree in different situations. For example, if you have the word or in number 3, it's going to be the subject that is closest to the verb. The verb is run. So we have the boy, we have friends, friends run. That's closest, so you use friends run. That is the key. These are just the little details that go into subject-verb agreement. Make sure, again, you're looking at these rules when you practice by labeling the rules. Please don't put your real name in here or your email, and ask yourself which rule fits for each particular question. As far as the agenda, we're going to get into creating the introduction. This little video here is going to show you the opening scene to a movie called Bring It On. It's a cheerleading movie, but the purpose of it is to establish the introduction. The introduction is the exploration of an idea which needs to be defined before it's developed. Defined being the key term. You have to define and introduce the topic before you can actually get into the specified process. Next, we will finish with the conclusion. This short video, how to write a conclusion. The conclusion is not a summary. Restated thesis, sure, but then it branches off into new information. Here's where you can look at the relevance and the implications. Your conclusion is a chance for you to comment on the paper. Do not summarize. Afterwards, sensory details are really important. If you look at the rubric, there's an entire score for sensory details. You have general on the left, specific on the right. Sensory details give much more specific detail. Instead of the handbook, we have the MLA handbook. Instead of documentation, we have documenting works cited. Once you get into the senses, you have sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. We have nuclear destruction. Now that creates different kinds of images for different kinds of people. Why not visualize it with enormous mushroom cloud? Same thing with sound. The music was very loud. So it's important to really define what very loud means. Here, it was defined as my ears are still ringing today. Pretty much everyone on the planet can agree if the music makes your ears ring, it was probably pretty loud. Lastly, the independent learning, draft early, draft often, that is the mantra for the entire course. Dry paint revision is going to show you a video of a man who is painting. Basically no big deal. And it looks pretty good when it's wet. But if you focus on when the paper dries, right around 15 seconds. This is kind of like your essay. The first draft looked really good, like it was done. But then, once you let it sit for 24 hours, you start to notice all of the holes in the paper. This is why essays need to be drafted early and drafted often. Then, exchanging the rough draft would be the last thing that we would do. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do that right this second. I really would like to do this on Wednesday when we meet in class, and then have you submit your papers sometime during the weekend. Bring your rough draft with you on Wednesday so that we can exchange them in class.